Welcome to the showcase of the LMX Drug Selling V2 script. Let's get right into it so you can see how it all works and how to use it in your server. The first thing you'd want to do is make sure you're an administrator in your own server and do the command /edit drugs. Once you do /edit drugs, you will see the drug admin menu pop up right on your screen. From here, you will be able to add new drugs, create new zones, edit existing drugs, and edit existing zones. So, what I mean by this? Let's begin by adding a new drug. In the drug name section, you're going to put the spawn name of the drug. So, for example, we can use MDMA, which would be the spawn name in your inventory. The minimum price, the maximum price, the minimum amount you could sell, and the maximum amount you could sell. So once you press confirm, you'll see the MDMA drug will be created successfully, and now you can manage that drug here inside of the drugs menu. You can edit the details or remove the drug. So you can change the pricing live, and by the way, this updates live. So once you do this in the menu, it'll automatically adjust to the whole server. So everybody in the game will be selling that drug for that new price or same price. Similar with the zones. Now you can see the zones here. I've created a few test zones and the main zone of the city where you can actually sell. You can click on the zone. You can edit the multipliers of the zone. What does this do? For each drug, you can set a multiplier. For example, when I'm in a certain gang block, I'll be able to sell MDMA for more money, let's say 1.2 times more money or 2 times more money. This will allow you to dynamically adjust the pricing of the drugs for each gang block, allowing you to sell more to your players and give them a better playing experience. Once we exit that menu and confirm the change, we can now head to the create zone option. So when you press create zone, you'll see a notification here that says use add point and then use finish zone to save the zone. We're going to create the zone and we're going to call it test zone 3. The zone creation begins, and now right where I'm standing would be the first point of the zone. You move to one area, you do /add point. You move to another area, you do /add point, and you move to the fourth and final or fifth area and do /add point. Once you see the box or square you've created, you can do t/finish zone. And automatically the multipliers will pop up, so you can adjust the multipliers for each player and each drug specifically. Now what's also super cool is the fact that the multipliers don't stack and they're independent of other zones. So that means that if I stand in that circle or square we just created, I would sell for more. And if I stand outside, I would sell for the same price, making it super intuitive, easy to use, and just plain awesome. Let's now move on to a super cool part of the drug script, and that's the drug leaderboard menu. Here you'll be able to see each player that has sold drugs, the total amount of drugs they've sold, and their level. You will also be able to see the zone sale. So that zone we created with the 4 squares, you will actually be able to see how much that gang sold. So gangs can compete with each other to sell drugs in each zone. Another dope command you also saw in the video is the command t/dealer rank. By the way, you can change all of these commands. I'm going to show you the configuration file a little later. But when you do t/dealer rank, you can see your level and you can see the progress to the next level. So how many sales you need to reach level 5 in this case in the menu. Let's now move on to the configuration file where I can explain how everything works. The framework is automatically detected, so you don't need to worry about that. You can change the required police needed to be able to sell drugs. You can change your dispatch system. Linden Outlaw Alert, CD Dispatch, PS Dispatch, QS Dispatch, and Codem Dispatch are pre-supported by us, so you can just change them here in the configuration. You can use target or not. So like you saw in that introduction video I posted, you can actually choose between using the eye to sell to players or using the Pressy system. You can enable that here. You can list your police jobs here as well, so police, sheriff, etc. Another super awesome feature is the car buyers. Here you can actually turn them on and off. Maybe you don't want car buyers, you want to turn them off. You can see what this looks like in the introduction video, now linked in this description in the video below. You can adjust the car buyer blip, so if you wanted to show on the map, you could change the distance that a player has to be to a road for the actual car dealers to begin. You can change the chance. So how does the car buyer actually work? There's a small chance, you can adjust this, 30%, 50% chance that instead of a player walking up to you, it will be a car that drives up to you. So just increases the immersion a lot. You can change the minimum and maximum distance of where the car spawns. It has to spawn on a road, of course, far away from the player. And at what distance it arrives to the player. You can change the spawn names of the cars here, so you can put your own custom cars if you want, of pets walking up and buying drugs. You can also adjust the fighting, so pets can fight, the rejection chance, and you can choose which account. Again, this works for QB Core, Qbox, ESX. All accounts you can use marked bills, 30 money, whatever you want to use. And then of course, police notifications and chats. The list of pets that walk up to you is right here. Your admin groups are here as well. Then the choose drug option. As you saw in the introduction video, you can choose between the drugs you would like to sell. Or you can just turn this off and it will just choose a random drug in your inventory that already exists. Now comes the super cool part, which is the leveling system. You can define how many levels you want there to be for the drug selling. You can define what the title is for each level, how many sales are required, and what drug selling multiplier is applied. So let's say the player reaches level 3. He needs 9 sales and his drugs will sell for 1.5 times more. He will also get lockpick and first aid kit. So you can have item rewards for level ups. You can also increase the multiplier of drugs, and you can choose how many sales for each level. You can add as many levels as you want. You can turn on and off the XP bar, which shows up on the screen, and this is where you can change the commands of the drug script. Thanks for watching this in-depth guide on how LMX Drug Selling V2 actually works and how to use it in your server after you've purchased it. When it comes to installation, it's as simple as can be. Just grab it, drag it, drop it. Happy drug selling!